One more game that does not count here in the United Center before the games really do, beginning next week. And tonight, the battle of two original Sixers. The Montreal Canadiens are in town to take on the Chicago Blackhawks. Welcome in, everybody. Pat Foley, Eddie Olczyk. Glad you're with us for exhibition hockey. Normally, during the regular season, most nights you're pretty sure what the lineup's going to be. But here in the preseason, you want to take a look at the lineup on a nightly basis to see what Quenneville's going to do. Yeah, you do, Pat. But then once you get towards the end of training camp and only a couple of games remaining, you start getting the lines you want. And really, you think about Marian Hossa not being a lineup up front. This looks like the lineup that the Blackhawks could start with in Dallas. And on the back end, little different. No Nicholas Hjalmarsson, no Nick Leddy, Trevor Van Riemsdyk, and Kyle Comiskey get an opportunity on the back end with the other big four for Joel Quenneville. Well, let's go back up front, because the guy we're going to see for the first time on television tonight has only played a little bit dealing with an illness, but Chris Versteeg needs a big season. Yeah, I talked to Chris Versteeg yesterday, Pat, on the practice day, and he got a bout of food poisoning, so he was on his back for a couple of days, but he says his leg is feeling good, his knee is feeling good. Had a big game the other night in Saskatoon and that Blackhawk win. And Ben Smith, what can he do, Pat? We had Stan Bowman on a couple of games ago, and we talked about his versatility. He can play on a fourth line with Marcus Kruger, or, oh yeah, by the way, he can go up. He has the trust of Joel Quenneville to play on the top line with Jonathan Toews and Patrick Sharp. All right, the Blackhawks and the Canadiens, one final home tune-up tonight for Chicago. We'll come back and see how it turns out after this.
In celebration of CSN Chicago's 10th anniversary, we'll be airing one of our favorite moments of the past 10 years, the 2010 Stanley Cup Clincher. Relive the thrill of Patrick Kane's game-winning goal and enjoy special 10-spot fun facts throughout the broadcast. Tomorrow night at 7, only on CSN.
Some things are not what they appear to be. Other things are exactly what they appear to be. The 306 horsepower Lexus IS 350, as aggressive as it looks. See your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer.
Discount Tire wants you to drive safe. Winter tires grip the road better than all-season tires in weather conditions 45 degrees and below. Get a $50 Visa prepaid card on 4 winter tires purchased with your Discount Tire credit card.
All rights to this telecast are reserved, and any rebroadcast, recording, retransmission, or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Chicago Blackhawks is expressly prohibited.
What if you could take your DVR shows with you anywhere?
That would be great.
I'd be really happy about that.
With Xfinity, you can take anything that's on your DVR to go.
What?
If I record something at my house and then I go home and visit my family in Massachusetts, I can watch it on my iPad there.
It lives on that device, and you can take it wherever you want.
Wow.
You can watch them in the car, on a plane.
Oh my gosh.
I've never seen or heard anything like this. Pretty awesome.
Take your DVR shows with you anywhere. Upgrade to an Xfinity X1 Triple Play from Comcast and save when you bundle TV, internet, and voice. See for yourself. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
Welcome to Biggers, the Mazda machine on Route 19.
It's Biggers Mazda Fall Lineup Event going on now at Biggers Mazda. Come see Mazda's most acclaimed lineup ever. Right now, get a 2015 Mazda CX-5 or a 2015 Mazda 6 with 0% financing for 63 months. Incredible deals on select models all month long. Mazda's Fall Lineup Sales Event.
It's Biggers Mazda, the Mazda machine on Route 19 in Elgin.
We are the Mazda machine on Route 19.
Hurry in today.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Kindly remove all hats for the singing of the Canadian National Anthem. And then please remain standing to honor U.S. Marine Sergeant Whitney N. Frazier, U.S. Marine Sergeant Pierre Pargo, U.S. Air Force veteran Airman First Class Joseph Loney, and joint organist Frank Pellico and soloist Jim Cornelison for the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner.
Gloria. 'Cause 'tis the day of the Lord. 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 'Tis the day Mazda. the stripes and bright stars, through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rang air, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the
Welcome back inside the UC, where you take a look at the Blackhawks starter and they hope finisher tonight, Antti Ranta, who had real good numbers a year ago, but so far in camp he's only played in half a game. So Quenneville needing to get him a full 60-minute or maybe more performance. He's stopped 22 of 23 shots in the half game that he played here in the preseason. Now there's one of the acknowledged top guys in the game, Carey Price. Very fine season a year ago, but here in camp he's only played a game and a half and given up 3 goals in 90 minutes of play. So that's one of the best in the game going against the Hawks offense. John Hebert and Kevin Pollock, the referees, Trent Knorr and Brian Mock, the linesman, and we're underway. Now a loose puck. Rennie Bork has a step. He's going to drive and shoot it. And he fired it wide.
Well, he had some room there on the glove side on Antti Ranta. Puck took a funny bounce, went right by Ben Smith, right by Brent Seabrook, and a quick opportunity for the Canadiens, not even 15 seconds in.
Well, Smith getting help from Sharp. He looks to center, missed Taves with the pass. Taves works against Emelin in the corner. Eller came to take it away. Keith kept it, centered it, but the pass stolen. And it'll be shot the other way for icing Montreal.
Yeah, keep an eye on that. Let's see. Emelin, Pat, he is one of the bigger hitters in the entire National Hockey League. Well, the Canadiens win the faceoff. It goes by Smith, goes by Seabrook, and here comes former Blackhawk Rennie Bork as they go top shelf on Ranta and misses the net.
At the draw, Nolan clears it ahead. It bounced out of there. Now the Canadiens can change, which they wanted to do a moment ago. Tony Oduya's long feed finds Richards, but he was checked right away. Come back into Chicago ice. And here's one of the great surprises of training camp. Trevor Van Riemsdyk. Here's it up the boards. And Richards takes over for Chicago.
Yeah, the younger brother of Toronto Maple Leaf forward James Van Riemsdyk.
Him in just a second, but the play is deep in the Hawks zone, and Richards with some support. Van Riemsdyk now able to take a look. Safely clears it to center. So he gets it over to Oduya. Kane heads up the ice, put it on the stick of Saad. Back for Kane. Kane was checked as he tried to pass it, and the Canadiens able to bounce it back to center.
Saad took a big hit too, Pat, right after he made that pass to Patrick Kane. Aaron Dietz hit him, 84 in white.
Wrister from Versteeg, blockered aside easily by Price. Now Versteeg for the course center, right in Shaw! Price made a point-blank save and a rebound stop, and then the Canadiens will get a penalty. What a play by Versteeg to send Shaw right to the goal crease.
Yeah, the battle along the wall with Brian Bickle, Pat, and you're right. What a good start there for Chris Versteeg. Forecheck, support, strength in numbers, and watch a quick little play there, right there from Chris Versteeg. And Andrew Shaw tries to outweight Carey Price. Tries to go between the legs here, Pat. Wait, gets the goaltender down. There you see the slash coming in from Jared Tenorti, the son of former National Hockey League defenseman Mark Tenorti.
I was going to say a name that you're all too familiar with.
Exactly.
Hawks win a draw on the power play, and now they get Shaw to the front of the net. Kane goes down low to Taves, spins back, dropped it a sharp, a long shot, hit traffic out in front, Prust cleared it. How many times in his career did big Mark Tenorti, who I think might even be a little bit bigger than his son, how many times did he get you?
Yeah, too many times. You knew when he was on the ice. Trust me, he's one of those guys that, we mentioned this before, Pat, playing in the league. Scott Stevens was the toughest guy I ever played against. You knew when he was on the ice, you tried to stay away from that corner if you could. Tenorti was certainly in that area code because he was a big man that had a nasty streak in him.
Playing in that heated rivalry between the Hawks and the North Stars, he was looking to lay a little wood on whoever he could find. All right, Kane on the power play. Waits, now walks in, centered it, and the pass did not connect. I mean, it did get there to Taves, but he couldn't pull the trigger. His stick tied up. Now Kane brings it around. There's Sharp on the other side. A minute for the Hawks power play. Shaw spins it back to Keith. Then Sharp will center it. Taves, he couldn't pick up the feed. Keith with a long blast. That hit a leg out in front. And that dropped Emelin, hurt him. He is kept alive, but Keith's shot never got through, and finally the Canadiens clear, and Emelin is limping not very easily to the Montreal bench after that shot hit him in the leg. You can see he's not too happy with the developments. One more rush now in the Hawks power play. Brandon Saad going wide. Richards across to Seabrook. Back to Brad Richards, his long blast. That seemed to hit traffic out in front again. Saad. Richards. Rister didn't get through. Versteeg retrieves. It's Versteeg able to hang on. Seabrook with a long blast well wide. Now the Canadian penalty over. Both teams full strength. Hale Weiss cleared it into the Hog zone. Eller's wrister blocked by Seabrook. Back come the Blackhawks. Jeremy Morin had a shot, not get through. Good block, Tenorti. The Canadiens now work it back into Chicago territory.
Brent Seabrook had a tough time getting to the bench back behind the play. You mentioned Lars Eller with that shot, the Seabrook block shot, and a difficult time skating over to the bench.
Comiskey chasing down to get a man to the front of the net, but could not get the puck through to Bowman, who was open in the goal mouth. Rosabal took a hit but made the play, and Kruger bounced it in. Wrist attempt from Mashinner didn't get to the net. Now Jeremy Morin's wrister is gloved and held by Carey Price.
Good finish check too right before that shot on goal for Jeremy Morin, and you got Davis Drewiski in the corner. Well, here's that shot block from Brent Seabrook getting in that shooting lane. There's the shot. Pitches Brent Seabrook below the knee. And go back to that power play. Couple of good looks, couple of opportunities, Pat. You may mention this play here. Kane looking for Taves all the way across. Brandon Prust got a piece of that before it got to Kane, and then Prust did a nice job of getting stick on stick on Jonathan Taves.
Good keep by Oduya. Sharp drives, tried to center it. Pass never connected. And Riemsdyk kept it in. Then Emelin cleared it over the other way, and the Canadiens able to send it to center ice. Oduya had his pass picked off. Now taken out of the corner by Drayson Bowman. He brings it around. There goes Van Riemsdyk. That's some contact along the board from Borneball. A long shot into the glove of Runta, who decides to play it to Oduya. Patrick Kane. Drops it back. Comiskey looking for Saad. It bounced away. Back come the Canadiens. Eller stick handling. Could not get away from Roosevelt.
Good play there from Roosevelt, the veteran.
And Kyle Comiskey. That's one to center right. Picked up by Brandon Saad. Trying to muscle in on Bourque. He did. He centered. A shot was blocked out in front. That might have saved a goal. Good play, Tenorti. And the Canadiens able to get out.
Nice outlet all the way around. Pat Roosevelt with the good defensive play. Comiskey with the quick pass. And next thing you know, here comes Brandon Saad in with that great speed to the outside.
Now Versteeg trying to force a loose puck. It's picked up. Then goes back to Keith. Seabrook, a wrist shot and a save. Price, who will hold on. Pretty good pace to the game early on in this preseason action.
We used to drive a Honda Civic.
I love that car.
But after shopping around, we decided to leave our Honda.
For a new Honda.
The Honda Accord, Civic, and CR-V all have fantastic tech features like Bluetooth, rear-view camera, and Pandora. And even better, all that comes standard.
Gotta love technology.
Start something special with the Accord, CR-V, or Civic from Honda. KBB.com's most trusted brand. At your Honda dealer.
I love having a free checked bag with my United Mileage Plus Explorer card.
I've saved $75 in checked bag fees.
Priority boarding is really important to us.
You can just get on the plane and relax.
I love to travel. No foreign transaction fees means real savings.
We can go to any country and spend money the way we would in the U.S.
When I spend money on this card, I can see Brazil in my future.
I use the Explorer card to earn miles in order to go visit my family, which means a lot to me.
Welcome back to United Center up at press level. I'm Tracy Myers for CSN Chicago.com. Chris Versteeg has talked plenty about wanting to rebound this season. Now, 2 summers ago, he had to spend most of his time rehabbing from a knee injury. This summer, he was able to train the way he wants to, and he likes the results he's seeing. Versteeg said it's just your skating, your agility, and your quick steps. Those are the biggest things coming back, and that's where I've started to notice where I'm better than last year. Pat and Eddie, back to you.
Thanks a lot, Tracy. And I think there's a confidence level, Pat, too, for any player that comes back, really from any injury, but even more so for a leg injury and a knee injury. And I think for a guy like Chris Versteeg, yeah, last year it was rough, it was tough, a healthy scratch in the playoffs. If the Blackhawks are looking for that depth and looking to help support the top 6, a guy like Chris Versteeg has to pull his weight. Joe Quenneville certainly knows what Chris Versteeg can do. He's going to get that opportunity, but he's got to step up and he's got to do it and he's got to stay healthy.
Well, and Eddie, I mean, back to the knee injury. I mean, you know, you give the guy credit for trying to come back, and anybody will tell me, he told us that, you know, he came back sooner than he probably should have, trying to help out the Florida Panthers before he came here and just never really rebounded. And look, for a guy like that, speed is a huge part of his game. He's got to have his skating legs, and he just didn't have them. So without that mobility, he just was not very effective. Here's a pack out in front of the net, and Versteeg couldn't get that one through. And boy, we played 7.5 minutes. How many shot blocks already for Montreal? I mean, more than half the Chicago attempts have not gotten to the net.
Yeah. And this line has had a good start here, too, Pat. And you got Andrew Shaw with Brian Bickle on the left side, Chris Versteeg on the right. Real important line moving forward, and they have a lot of different assignments over the course of the regular season. And you make a fair point, Pat, too, with Chris Versteeg. But again, if you're giving the stamp of approval and you feel like you're all right, you got to go out there and you got to perform. You got to be able to step to the forefront. You can't be a liability. And how many times do we talk about it, Pat? We use this analogy a lot. It's almost that baseball player mentality is, look, if you're struggling at the plate, you can't bring your bat out to the field or vice versa. And I think for Chris Versteeg, he has that ability. Yeah, maybe the points are going to be there, but he's got that energy and he's got bite to his game. I mean, he's a tough customer. So, I mean, you got to be able to know when you need to bring that sandpaper and when you got to bring that skill level and simplify your game. And we talked about his battle at the Open where he's was under the weather for a period of time, so you had to overcome that. And as an older guy, you gotta figure it out. And for Chris Versteeg, is an important cog moving forward, because we know how much depth this organization has.
All right, now the Canadiens get things reorganized. Patterin, his pass deflect, but then it's cleared into the Chicago end. Patterin, who scored 14 goals last year in the American League, had a hot pass. The shot, though, never got through. Cleared to the neutral zone. This is Greg Patterin getting a look from the Canadiens management. Preseason action after having a big offensive year for their AAA team. He said that because then he made a baseball reference. Right, here's Kyle Comiskey. Pass deflected and winds up with the Canadiens. Minority left it and Bork tapped it deep. Eller grabbed by Roosevelt, but he got away from him. Lars Eller spins to his forehand. Up it across, and Sekash with his pass deflect out to center ice. It's going to be icing Montreal, as the Canadiens wanted to change. But of course now won't be allowed to.
Well, fans, don't miss your chance to catch all the exciting Blackhawks action from in between the player benches. Bid on the CME Group seats through the online CME Group Seats auction. For more information, visit ChicagoBlackhawks.com.
Minority forgot a little something. Got to bring that black thing with you, kid. Well, the Canadiens try the other side. That's deflecting. And winds up in the corner. Richards threw it across. Missed a couple of teammates. Keith, long one off the mark to Kane. Patrick Kane. Going to go across for Keith, who had snuck in deep, but the pass jumped over his blade. The Canadiens get it out of there. Well, they're able to make a steal at center and get into the Hawk zone. Bowman gets it around the boards. Game loose in front. Runta made a point-blank save. Rebound. Did not get back to the net second time. Andrighetto had a pretty good opportunity. Denied by Antti Ranta with 9 minutes to go in a scoreless first.
Beauty and brains, together at last.
With a chiseled body and wide stance, the RAV4 has a dynamic and stylish look. And thanks to its available all-wheel drive and 6-speed automatic transmission, it gives you a smooth ride on any road, proving once and for all that when it comes to an SUV, you can have it all. Text SAVINGS to 69049 to discover great deals on your favorite Toyota models. Visit your local Toyota dealer today.
It all starts at Toyota. Let's go places.
Brighten any room with Patriot Lighting from Menards. The Krista collection features an oil-rubbed bronze finish with opal glass. This 3-light LED vanity light is $64. This stylish 5-light LED chandelier is $109. Let Menards keep you comfortable with the best and largest selection of stock Hunter ceiling fans. The 52-inch Morelli features white case glass and a brushed nickel finish, only $129. The 60-inch Rockledge has an onyx Bengal finish with amber Antioch glass, $149.
Save big money at Menards.
Is gas always just gas? Let's see. The car on the left uses minimum detergent gasoline. The car on the right fills up continuously with BP gasoline with Invigorate. It's got a tank of gas that can help clean and protect critical engine parts from harmful deposits. And get a few more miles per tank. It just goes to show that not all gas is created equal. Make the most of your miles. For more details, visit mybpstation.com.
Well, it's Friday night hockey from the Big Apple. Hawks will take on the New York Rangers. Friday night, 6 o'clock, the last preseason game. You can watch it right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Pat, a very happy birthday. Shout out to my mom, Diana Olczyk. Right. A very happy birthday today. Hopefully the real Ed Olczyk took her for lunch or took her for dinner tonight. So love you, Mom, and hope you're having a great day.
Terrific.
That was probably after 18 holes, though. Probably.
Yeah. Here's a shot by Bickle and a shoulder save made by Price. So yeah, happy 49, Mrs. O. That's great.
Hold on a second. Let me check that. Let me oil up that abacus over there, partner. Let's add a couple of years on that one.
Canadiens able to get the draw. And Rigetto dumped it into the Blackhawks zone. Moved it to the other side. Here's a centering pass, and the shot never seemed to get all the way through to Ranta. Rebound taken by Shaw. He was hit hard as he dumped that in. Emelin, Eddie told you about him earlier. Better have your head on a swivel when he's on the ice. Shaw able to keep it in. There's Versteeg. Couldn't find a lane. He dropped it back. Roosevelt. Now Versteeg danced away from one man, but the puck escaped him. By the way, speaking of Chris Versteeg's illness that hit him right about a week or so after camp started, he lost 7 pounds. I mean, that's a lot of illness. So trying to get a little bit of weight back, and of course his strength has returned here in the last couple of days. So good news for him. But
he's had a good first period, Pat.
Yes, he has. Here's Moore looking to drive the goal. Shooting. And a good recovery by Tenorti. It's out of play.
You got to know who's on the ice at all times there, and good gap control there from Alexei Yemelin along those boards. Chris Versteeg having a tough time handling the puck. Did the right thing there, Patty. Had nowhere to go. What do? Chip and chase. Get the puck in. Take a hit. Make a play. A good clean hit there from the more physical defenseman on the back end for the Montreal Canadiens. He got hurt last year in the playoffs. Really hurt the...
Right in his key. Good save by Price. Carey Price knew he had a one-on-one. Came out to challenge and made a fine point-blank stop.
The guys that played with each other in Sochi over at the Olympics. Duncan Keith and Carey Price, and he came well out of his net there, Pat, and made a good stop. Great passing play there for the Hawks.
And Smith checked by Davis Drewiski. Taves came up with it, dropped it to Keith. And Keith's pass hit a partition, and the Canadiens able to kick it loose. Now they might get a 2-on-1. Here's Rennie Borg driving in. He shoots. Got a save by Runta. Able to hang on.
Nice little play there from former Blackhawk Jake Dowell over to another former Hawk, Rennie Borg. But here's that passing play, Pat. Good support by Marcus Kruger. Up to Jeremy Morin. Great play, and there's Carey Price coming down. Almost looked like he had lost his balance here, Pat, when he pushes off. Never gets back up. I mean, there's lots of room upstairs. I mean, if Duncan Keith goes right around the shoulders or right around the ears, he's got a goal for sure. And Duncan Keith right now looking up, Pat. Great shot there from our crew here at the United Center, looking up, showing Duncan Keith there. He's looking up at the Jumbotron here at the United Center, going to school, seeing what happened on that play. And I'm sure for the reigning Norris Trophy winner, given to the best defenseman in the National Hockey League this past season, is Dunk's going to go to school, put that one in the old memory bank, and that play happens again. You know, you got to go a little higher and a little harder on Carey Price.
Here's Taves fighting through a check. He's got the line. Taves drives and centers just out of the reach of Oduya. Now Van Riemsdyk put it around. Taves had his pass tipped. And Eller moves the Canadiens back. And the pass deflects to Sharp. And the Canadiens able to get back. Here's Bowman. Sending it in there. De La Rose was in, but that's really been an offside play. This is a young guy, 19-year-old Jacob De La Rose, and talking to Mark Bergevin, the GM of the Canadiens. Big fan of this guy. He says he's going to play in the league, and he really likes his smarts. Says he's got a 200-foot game and very aware of things going on around him. And there's our good friend, former Blackhawks assistant GM, Mark Bergevin.
I asked Bergevin before the game. I can say this because we were former roommates. Is that, do batteries come with that suit?
And hey, for the suits he used to wear when he first got here, that's actually kind of a dull blue.
Attaboy, Berge.
Yeah.
It's here, Ford's Great American Tailgate Event, featuring America's best-selling brand. Introducing Ford Edge, Explorer, Escape, and the 2015 Ford Expedition. All powered by EcoBoost technology. Hurry in to Ford's Great American Tailgate Event. Now get an Escape with 0 for 60 plus $1,500 bonus cash, or lease one for only $199 a month.
Discount Tire wants you to drive safe. Winter tires grip the road better than all-season tires in weather conditions 45 degrees and below. Get a $50 Visa prepaid card on 4 winter tires purchased with your Discount Tire credit card.
This ain't rocket science. This ain't physics. It's pizza. I love making pizza.
Get an extra large 2-topping pizza for just $12. Order online with promo code MONSTER.
Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
For 10 years, CSN has brought you some of the best moments in Chicago sports.
We're not horsing around tonight. 3, 4, 2, 1.
I wrote this wrong.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
I think my mouth is getting frostbite. Thanks, buddy.
Stop looking at me.
I think we're having a few technical difficulties.
I knew you weren't going to get through that.
Take a look back with us tonight at 10.
Hey, partner, this is the greatest giveaway ever. I'm telling you right now. Blackhawk fans, horse racing fans, listen up. ExpressBet.com and I are teaming up to give you a chance to win a trip, a VIP trip for 2 people to the Breeders' Cup at Santa Anita Park in Los Angeles at the end of October and early November. The grand prize winner will win VIP tickets to the Breeders' Cup, airfare and hotel, not to mention take home 2 tickets to a Blackhawks game and 2 replica Blackhawk jerseys. Visit ChicagoBlackhawks.com to sign up today. That is an awesome trip.
Wow, a bunch of awesome prizes.
Wow.
And who wouldn't want a room with Olchek out there?
Yeah, I'd like to be the chaperone for that trip, but I am not on that trip, unfortunately. You never know. You might run into Denny Savard out there as well. A pretty good chance that Denny Savard's horse, Private Zone, will be running in one of the Breeders' Cup races on the weekend there. You might see Joe Casciato as well out there. So
sure.
That's a heck of a promotion for sure, and like to thank everybody over at Hawthorne and ExpressBet.com for being partners with the Blackhawks.
But now, what about the Q Kitch horse?
Yeah, that'll be running. I think it might be running that weekend as well, but not in one of the Breeders' Cup races, though.
Okay.
One of the one of the appetizers for the Breeders' Cup, October 31st and 1st of November out in California. So it's a great trip. We'll be in Ottawa and Toronto, partner.
Well, I know you may be there physically, but I know the TV and the computer will be in L.A. I know that's one of those nights. If you're not there when the game starts, that's all right. I'll carry you for a while.
Go get to me via satellite somewhere.
All right, 4 minutes to go in a scoreless first period. So had, I would say, an edge in scoring chance up to now. Versteeg looking to make something else happen. Shaw's in deep. Oduya had to jump away. He's got to turn quickly. Pressured by Bourque. Nice move by Oduya to get the puck out. Eller cleared it into the zone. Here's the centering attempt deflected. Over the crossbar by Eller. after Sekash set him up. The Hawks will put it back into Montreal territory. Now Patteran's feed deflecting out to center. Morin works back in, but Emelin beat him to it. Now a steal. Morin had a good read, got it to Kruger. Got knocked down in the corner. Canadians dig it out, don't get it out. Here's a chance for Morin. Helped by Kruger, then Seabrook, his long one, is off a leg out in front of the net. Cleared to the boards, and Montreal trying to regroup. Veteran with a hoister. Keith kept it, but couldn't keep it. And now he's got it back.
Asperger with a good hit behind the play on Yemlin, Pat. Actually, Yemlin saw him coming. He actually ducked.
Here's Taves getting in center. Sharp a shot. Stand-up save. Price. And the rebound of the Canadiens. Now Sharp got knocked down in behind. Puck loose on the boards, and the Canadiens clear it to center where Brandon Prust hits the zone. Wins away from Taves, made a good pass, but shot never got underway. Bornabal cleared it in behind. Well, Bornabal came up trying to center one. That's deflected to Roosevelt, and the Hawks look to counterattack. Sharp. Rolled it in deep. Ben Smith works the wall. Puck loose to the boards, and a pinching Van Riemsdyk tried to keep it in, but only the Canadians get it out. 80 seconds to go in the opening frame. Dale Weiss's feed picked off. Van Riemsdyk. Here's Patrick Kane. He gets the line to the backhand and unable to keep the puck from getting to the net. Now here's a chance for Oduya, whose shot is blocked. Final minute of the opening period. Now here's Oduya. Brad Richards put it in there. The Canadians waltz back to center. Bork, that's an offside play. And the whistle goes. Well, we mentioned earlier tonight, I haven't had much of a chance to talk about a 23-year-old free agent acquisition, Trevor Van Riemsdyk. 6'2", 185. And Joel Quenneville, talking to him before the game tonight, referenced him as an NHL defenseman. If this guy's been playing college hockey the last couple of years, but you talk about in every training camp, there's usually a surprise or two. Well, for Quenneville, the way he has looked at things, he's had 3 really pleasant surprises. Trevor Van Riemsdyk is one. The goalie Scott Darling has really been impressive in the time he was here. And so was the young centerman Dennis Rasmussen. So, I mean, those are, you know, like Quenneville said, here's a guy done that job for a long time. You know, usually in camp you get a surprise or two that are of the pleasant variety. He's thrilled. He's got 3. He's got and at important positions. He's got a goalie that he didn't know that he had the system. He's got a centerman that he didn't know could help him if needed, and he's got a defenseman in the same category.
Yeah, Scotty Darling with the shutout the other day in Saskatoon, the Chicago native. So congratulations to him, and wish him the best of luck down in Rockford to start. Well, coming up in the first intermission, we'll head back to our CSN studio for a news update. Pat Boyle, PB, will have an interview, and we'll talk about some of the new rule changes in the National Hockey League. And if we got enough time, we might even do a little crayon work, partner.
All right, sharpen them up. I can't wait. The Hawks and the Canadiens have played
immediately after the game.
You know, when you do everything perfectly, you know, and they try to have a blooper reel, as you know, leave us out.
I think they're going to forget the 450 games I had. My tongue was inside out, so humming.
All right, real solid opening 20 for the home side, but both Carey Price and Antti Ranta have been perfect up till now. And underway in the second. Himmelin cleared it up the boards, held in Roosevelt. There's Saad. As the flex. Bouncing out to center. Kane works his way back in. Patrick Kane. Let it escape him. Roosevelt. Going to pass outside the line for a whistle.
Hey, Pat, I know we want to thank all the great Blackhawk fans that came out to the Buffalo Wild Wings last night in Crystal Lake.
Yeah.
They came out and got a chance to meet the Hall of Famer himself, the great Pat Foley, and enter a contest for tickets for the April 5th game. 4 glass seats in April against the St. Louis Blues. So we appreciate everybody out there at the Buffalo Wild Wings. Great host. Our buddy Brett Feather did a wonderful job, as all of his people over at Anheuser-Busch and Bud Light. So we thank them very much for coming out and supporting the event. And we're going to be out in Bolingbrook next Monday. Same event. We get to meet the great Pat Foley and come out to the Buffalo Wild Wings in Bolingbrook, 777 East Boughton Road from 7 to 9. Get to say hi, talk hockey, maybe talk some horses. And you get a chance to enter the contest to win those 4 glass seats for that huge game in April the 5th against the St. Louis Blues. So hopefully we'll get a chance to meet a lot of great Blackhawk fans next Monday night in Bolingbrook.
What a great prize to be able to sign up for. Imagine that. You know, right end of the season. Yeah. You think Chicago St. Louis will mean a little something?
Yeah. Might be a playoff preview again.
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah, it was great last night. Looking forward to Monday, but here comes Sharp with a little space. He gets in, the drag move, and he shoots. Got it through. Price made the save. Juggled, but controlled it.
Beautiful job there from Patrick Sharp. It all started in the defensive zone first, Pat. He was able to win a battle, chip it off the glass, and then take the puck all the way down. Good chip. Now he's off to the races. Takes a quick look. What is he going to do? But watch a little curl and drag here. Pull the puck in, little stick handle, give himself a little bit of an angle, and fire the puck on Carey Price. Good save. Just an outstanding play there from Patrick Sharp. And it started, what, about 115 feet away from where that shot was created because of the good defensive play.
Bickle trying to put on some pressure in the corner. Drewiski rolled it up the boards, and Brandon Pruss moved it out to center right. Long shot from Boileau deflects out of play. Andrew Shaw in the middle. And, you know, Eddie, you talked right at the start of our game tonight about the versatility of a guy like Ben Smith. Well, here's another guy who's played multiple positions on this team, and like he'll be in the middle to begin the season, but if you need him elsewhere, he can fill in for a role.
An important role player, and looks like he's going to get an opportunity on the so-called #1 power play unit. Hard to say that when Marian Hossa's not on the so-called #1 unit. You have one of the, I think, the all-around best players in the entire National Hockey League. So that you speak about the depth, and you need guys to play with everybody. And Andrew Shaw's a guy that can go to the front of the net and stand in front of the net, and then you can come back with a punch of Hossa and Richards and Bickle on a second power play unit.
Now Morin right where he needs to be as the whistle sounded. He was right near the goal crease and drew the attention of Drewiski, who tried to move him out, and that led to a little kerfuffle. But it was only a conversational kerfuffle, so no big deal.
Well, nominate your favorite youth hockey player, coach, or volunteer for the chance to be recognized on the ice prior to a Blackhawks game. Winners also win 4 100-level tickets, a plaque honoring their accomplishments, and the opportunity to watch a Blackhawks practice and meet players. Visit ChicagoBlackhawks.com to nominate someone today. Now
the Canadiens get it deep. Comiskey around for Roosevelt. Whiffed on a pass attempt. Picked off Bornabal. He couldn't make anything happen that time. Now they battle away in the corner. Roosevelt came out with a puck. There goes Comiskey. He's got wheels. He goes wide. He's going to tee it up. Take a look. Tried to center. Never got to Kane. Then he threw it in front. Price blocked the pass. And now Comiskey able to keep it in, but a mishandle winds up at center.
Yeah, Comiskey took a stick there from Brandon Prust, who was in a good spot defensively.
Richards going rink wide. There's Kane right in. Centered. It deflected before reaching Saad. And Montreal with a counterattack. They get it into the Hawk zone. Sekash tried to center, came back to him. Yuri Sekash, who has been very impressive for the Canadiens in their training camp. Finally, it winds up back at center. Now Sekash gets in. Lost the puck. And the Blackhawks, Taves gets the line, weaves to the middle, center, quick shot, goes wide. He had a good setup there for Smith, who then missed the net. Taves for Keith. Made sure to get it out, going to be icing Chicago. 4 minutes into the second period. I think the Hawks have had 6 shots. The Canadiens haven't gotten the puck to the net yet.
A couple of good plays in the middle of the ice pad. Good transition, defense to offense. We showed the Patrick Sharp play a little bit earlier, and here's that patience of Patrick Kane. Wait. Try to get the puck over to Brandon Saad, and that play all started because of a real nice pass from Brad Richards to Patrick Kane, who was busting in through the neutral zone.
Now it's picked up by the Canadiens. Rose got it in there. He chased it down. Stripped of it though by Oduya. He got sandwiched. The Canadiens get it back. There's Bowman. Mason Bowman left it in the corner. And it was knocked down with a high stick, so the whistle goes. Patrick Sharp, who last year led the Hawks, at 78 points, which included 34 goals. That 78-point total was the best he's ever had in the NHL. And obviously, starting the season on a line with the captain and most likely Marian Hossa. He's hoping that those numbers will.
Pretty good chance that continue to move up the ladder when you talk about career highs.
Well, the final tune-up will be, as Eddie mentioned, on Friday in New York. The Hawks taking on the Rangers, and asked Joel before the game tonight about how important the outcome was, and he wasn't too concerned about that, but wanted to see the structure in his team's game, wanted to see the pace pick up a little bit. At least for me in the first period, I thought the pace of the Blackhawks play for the most part was a lot closer to what we're used to seeing during the regular season.
Yeah, more familiarity as well, especially with the units. And you're playing with guys that you know a little bit. And there was a beautiful outlet there from Versteeg. Oduya.
Oh, man. What a hit as Oduya got laid out. Emelin got him.
Yeah.
But Oduya jumped right back in the play as the puck stays in the offensive zone. Emelin got a little bit of a jolt from Versteeg, who took the puck away momentarily.
Yeah, he's not afraid to go ahead and try to lay somebody out.
Good stick there from Oduya, breaking up the pass, and Versteeg came out. Mark's looking to change.
I tell you what, too, Pat, as a player, when a guy gets a reputation like that, you know that he's not afraid to go ahead and skate 35 feet and look to wish you a happy birthday 2 months early. So, you make plays a little quicker than maybe you want, and that's don't care what anybody says, intimidation's always going to be a part of sports. And whether the guy makes contact or not, he may only have to do it once or twice. It's like we've had a couple of baseball references, Pat, after that great baseball game last night between the Royals and the Oakland A's. But, I mean, to me, you do it once in a while. But this guy, I mean, he's had two. I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, Pat, he's had 2 9s in this game. For sure.
Clean hits, too.
Yeah, absolutely. That's all part of it. You got to make sure that you're aware and know where he is and where he's patrolling on the ice.
Morin. His pass come back to him. Kruger. Checked by Borneval in behind. Jeremy Morin couldn't get that puck through the traffic. Drew Whiskey got rid of it. The Canadiens, Boileau gets back.
Hard on the wall.
And Drewiski with a hoister. Bounced on target to Runta, so no icing for the Canadiens, and a whistle goes with 7 minutes gone by in the scoreless second.
It's all about drive. 36 mpg. Drive to be the best. 2 years scheduled maintenance coverage, standard. Drive. It's how you get where you're going.
I'm a cheap bungee cord. This guy bought me at the gas station. Perfect for holding down the lid on a box of sweaters. But 800 pounds of tailgating gear? Nah. And if you have cut rate insurance, the biggest hit of the day could be to your wallet. So get an Allstate agent and be better protected from mayhem. Like me.
Mayhem is everywhere. Are you in good hands?
After billionaire Bruce Rauner took millions out of Home Bank Mortgage, it went bankrupt. 1,100 employees lost their jobs. The CEO? He was given a $5 million bonus to tide him over. The 1,100 employees who lost their jobs, they got a $20 gift card. That's right. Newspapers reported it. And while that may not say everything about Bruce Rauner, it says a lot.
Don't look back. On the road to the top, the race is long. Who needs to stop for gas? Drive. It's how you get where you're going. Chevy Cruze Eco 42 mpg Highway. It all comes down to what you're made of. Enjoy the ride.
Welcome back to the UC. There's a familiar face, Stefan Waite, who was a really rock-solid goaltending coach here for the Blackhawks for about a decade or so. Now it's his brother Jimmy who has taken over that position, and I talked to Steph, who's a real good guy. I talked to him in the intermission and wondered about his brother, picking his brain about Corey Crawford and what he's like, how to deal with him. He said, pick my brain. My goodness, I left him an encyclopedia. Well, he didn't quite say that, but they've had long conversations about the position and the situation of the guys he's going to be working with, Jimmy, here in Chicago. So welcome to Jimmy Waite. Welcome back to Steph Waite. Here's a shot. Good save on Richards by Price.
And Jimmy's going to join us at the start of the third period. Looking forward to Jimmy and find about all the goaltenders in Blackhawk organization. Oh, look out.
Oh, look out. Ronta bowled into by Weiss, and that was an awkward-looking fall. Weiss took the legs. Boy, if his skate gets stuck, that's a potential knee problem. It looks, though, as if Ronta's able to get up without any difficulty.
Yeah, Dale Weiss, former Vancouver Canuck, going hard to the net, and Antti Ranta's worried about one thing, and that's trying to track this puck. And I don't know if he ended up getting tripped up there by Brent Seabrook or not, where the stick comes in contact with the right skate at all and just throws him off his edge. And a nasty collision for sure. And thankfully that those nets move now, Pat, than 25 years ago, where you'd have the 6-inch steel pipes embedded into the ice, and the only thing that would move would be bones.
A bouncing puck at the side of the net, and they wrestle on the wall. It's hacked back to center, and the Canadiens still looking for their first shot on goal of the period. Although we must point out, I mean, not a lot of regulars in the Montreal lineup tonight. Smith had it knocked away, and Bowman cleared it the other way.
Yeah, it's kind of become the norm, Pat, too, is when teams play on the road, just the younger kids, when they're at home, they get the bigger, better lineup.
Bickle got to the net. Price able to stone him. Now a Versteeg pass picked off right on the doorstep. The Canadiens reorganize. Beckhat's able to work his way to center. Stripped of it there. Shaw put it in. Bickle. Andrew Shaw checked by Tenorti, but he held the puck. Now Versteeg joins the party. Threw it out in front. And that did not connect. That goes big Jared Tenorti for the Canadiens. Steal by Comiskey, but he lost it. And the Canadiens move the other way. Eller had his pass tipped away from Sekash, and now Mashitter lost it on the boards. Eller drive, shoots, good save, Runta. Well, there's Brandon Mashitter. Can't lose that battle along the boards, and it results in a scoring chance.
Right before that, Michael Roosevelt made a real good play defensively. Had a good stick on the play from Lars Eller. And then the quick right pad of Antti Ranta. You mentioned, Pat, this puck's got to get out if you're Brandon Mashinter. Tries to make a backhand pass in your own zone. Not the play you want to make. You want to keep that puck along the boards. There's a term about eating it, and that's just keep it on the boards. Don't allow anybody to get it on your forehand and elevate it and get it out.
Pass picked off. Canadiens able to keep it in. Grayson Bowman. Set by Brent Seabrook. Canadiens take it out. Quick shot. Good save, Ranta. And then Seabrook taken down. Penalty, Montreal. Oh, and as the Kruger got it out, he was hit hard. The Hawks take some exception to that jolt delivered by Bowman. But he liked that. Jeremy Moore, when he saw his centerman get laid out by Bowman, he came right in. So a good reaction by the Chicago forward. And the Hawks will head to the power play when we come back because of this grab from Dumont.
Bears fans, join me, Chris Bowden, and my partner Dan Jiggets every Thursday for Bears Blitz. Get all the best coverage from the offensive side of the ball and dive into the playbook. Bears Blitz, presented by Xfinity, Thursdays at 4:30 on Comcast Sportsnet.
Get beautiful new floors right now with Luna's incredible 70% off sale. That's carpet, laminate, and even hardwood, all for 70% off. Visit Luna.com or call
773-202. Luna.
Some things are not what they appear to be. Other things are exactly what they appear to be. The 306 horsepower Lexus IS 350. As aggressive as it looks. See your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer.
I love having a free checked bag with my United Mileage Plus Explorer card.
I've saved $75 in checked bag fees.
Priority boarding is really important to us.
You can just get on the plane and relax.
I love to travel. No foreign transaction fees means real savings.
We can go to any country and spend money the way we would in the U.S.
When I spend money on this card, I can see Brazil in my future.
I use the Explorer card to earn miles in order to go visit my family, which means a lot to me.
Well, you see Brent Seabrook in the background. He got tripped. There's an initial power play coming for the Hawks, and there you see the hit from behind on Marcus Kruger. And you want to get noticed? You want to separate yourself? There's Jeremy Moore. And Pat, you touched on it before we went to the TV timeout. You don't want to take a penalty there, but you want to certainly stand up and stick up for a guy that took a cheap shot. Certainly could have easily been a penalty. But I can also see, Pat, from the one look we got a chance to see on during the commercial break, is that Kruger had it, and as he was coming, he kind of turned his back, so it was in between the player going to make the hit. But you like, to your point, what Morin did there.
All right, Hawks didn't get a shot on their first power play. Sharp's got this one to Keith. No lane. He put it to Kane. Keith back to Kane. Didn't want to shoot it, and then turned it over to Eller. Weiss gets into the zone. Sharp able to get it back, and out comes Patrick Kane. Bounce it ahead to Jonathan Toews. Dropped it back. Here's a touch pass by Sharp to Kane. Shaw's checked in behind. Puck came loose, and the Hawks will need to regroup. And everybody went to change. Ronta's by himself here in his own end. Able to clear it to center, but Seabrook well covered there. Still rolled it in for Stieg. Battles to the corner with a minute of power play time. Canadians win the puck. All right, now Brandon Saad into the zone. Bickle's pass picked off. And back comes Chris Versteeg, but he couldn't hold the pass.
Hawks can't get the puck in on the power play entry. Very
Richards
easy.
looking to carry this one. Now it's taken by Roosevelt into Versteeg. A wrist shot went right through the goal mouth to Comiskey. Then Versteeg into the middle. A wrist shot up high off the glass. Montreal's penalty over. Both teams full strength. Richards threw it in front. Nobody home. Chicago. The Canadians dump it back in. Roosevelt trying a long stretch pass. It's tipped. And now Bork chasing in on Roosevelt. Got there, shooting. Ronta came out to challenge, made the stop.
Good effort there from Bork.
Kruger to the other end. Dropped it. Morin. Hey, tried to give it to the other winger. Rebound. Came back in front. Alertly Price sweeps it back aside. And Bork put it into Chicago ice as both teams are making some changes. Oduya missed Smith for the pass, icing Chicago.
You know, Pat, we talk about young players, and when they come up to the National Hockey League and they're getting an opportunity. And for many Blackhawk players like Van Riemsdyk, is you have to have the mindset of, I mean, you got to be comfortable, and you have to play to your strengths. And I think the mindset needs to be, if you think it's right, do it. You can't worry about making mistakes. You can't worry about anything other than just playing, just doing what comes naturally. And if you can have that mindset and you're getting that support, you know they are getting it from Joe Quenneville and his staff. You know, mistakes are going to happen. I mean, some of the, you get the best players in the league that make mistakes, and it's an awfully big step. But you got to have that. You know, you can't be afraid. You can't talk about separating yourself. You got to have that mindset of just going out there and letting it happen. And you got a chance to make a play, make a play.
For a guy who the last couple of years been playing collegiate hockey, this is a major step, and that's one of the reasons Quenneville wanted to get him in the lineup again tonight. You know, have another look, let him be on the ice against at least some NHL players, and you know, just for the young man, everything you just said, the word that always has to come up in that conversation too is confidence. Being, you know, thinking that you can, thinking that you do belong.
Don't be afraid. Oh, look out.
That's going to be a penalty. Sharp. Canadians dig it out. A pass picked off by Runta. And Patrick Sharp unloaded on Andrighetto, who went awkwardly into the corner. Canadians power play when we come back.
It all comes down to this. Danny Walker at the plate. Bottom of the ninth, 2 outs.
Come on, Danny, this is it.
Walker digs in.
Whew. Really wish I could finish this, but I'm so tired. Gotta get up in a few hours.
Stream your favorite movies with UVerse high-speed internet. With AT&T, the UVerse revolves around you.
NHL Center Ice lets you choose which games you watch every night of the season.
We are underway.
With up to 40 out-of-market games a week to choose from, you'll get more hits.
Oh, a monster hit.
More goals.
Oh, my heavens.
More saves.
What a save.
More adrenaline-pumping action from every team around the league. NHL Center Ice, the game lives where you do. Call your cable, satellite, or telco provider today for details of how you can save with a special early bird offer.
How much money do you have in your pocket right now?
I have $40.
21?
Could something that small make an impact on something as big as your retirement?
I don't think so.
Well, if you start putting that money towards your retirement every week and let it grow over time, for 20, 30 years, that retirement challenge might not seem so big after all.
Enter the Kia Motors Fantastic Sweepstakes for your chance to win a flyaway trip to a Blackhawks game, a framed Blackhawks autographed jersey, or 2 VIP seats to a Blackhawks game. Visit ChicagoBlackhawks.com to enter. Hawks short-handed. Patrick Sharp in the box for boarding.
So the first look at the PKers tonight. When they battle in the corner, puck squirts loose back to the line. A steal, Keith Perry. The Canadians, if nothing else, at least want to get the puck to the net a couple of times. We played 35 minutes in the game. They got 7 shots. Eller, Bork. Now Lars Eller sends it back to the line. Boileau dropped it into the middle, and near steal by Saad. He couldn't get to it. Bork shielding nicely, threw it out in front. The pass deflected out.
Easy PK there for the Hawks, Pat. Montreal trying to force a lot of those passes through the center of the ice, but the Hawks with skates and sticks in the way.
Well, Roosevelt able to get it down the length. 45 for the Montreal man advantage. It's shot around by De La Rose. Puck held into Emelin. The shot is blocked by Smith. And the Hawks able to clear it back. One more power play rush for the Canadiens. De La Rose in a corner, knocked away Van Riemsdyk to Oduya. who has time to take a look, and he whiffed on the clear, but and Riemsdyk there to help. And now just out of the box was Sharp. The puck missed him on the clear. Otherwise, he might have been off to the races. So both teams at full strength. And a PK that is terrific for the Blackhawks. Here's the shot right on. Good save, Ranta. Able to locate and cover it up. Hey, look at that. If that name sounds familiar, it should.
Yeah, the son of former Blackhawk Steve Thomas, his son Christian, was original draft pick of the New York Rangers, traded to the Montreal Canadiens. And Steve Thomas, original Toronto Maple Leaf, was part of one of the biggest trades in Blackhawk history. Coming from the Toronto Maple Leafs with then captain Rick Vaive and Bob McGill to the Blackhawks in September of 1987 for Al Secord and yours truly. But good to see Christian Thomas out here getting an opportunity with the Canadiens.
And general manager Mark Bergevin thinks he might be an NHL player. I mean, he said he traded for him. He wanted to get this guy in his system. So getting a look here tonight from the visitors. Now, is his nickname Stumpy, do you think?
Half a stump anyways.
A good read by Bickle, who shot block. Rebound for Stieg. Missed the net. Bickle had it escape him in behind. Now Bickle got it to Versteeg. Then Comiskey's long shot off the mark.
Little makeshift line here with Richards, Bickle, and Versteeg.
Oh, Richards just missed the far post with that bid. Nice play for Stieg. Then a long shot. Comiskey off a leg. To Bickle. Put it across the ice. Here's a chance for Comiskey. Hot shot. And the redirect from Versteeg missed.
Right idea. Great play there from Kyle Comiskey. Shot pass and good finish hit there from Bickle on Bourneval. This line has been really effective here tonight, Pat. I mentioned Richards was out there at the end of a long shift, but Versteeg, Shaw, and Bickle have had some chemistry.
And a couple of their shifts have been close to dominant when they've been on the ice several times tonight. Here's a steal. Sharp's backhander, handled by Price. Versteeg got control of it, dropped it in front. Quick shot, missed from Shaw. You just need to get it out, and they do with a minute and a half remaining.
We've got some tired guys on the ice right now, Pat, in the back end, and the Hawks have made 3 changes.
And Sharp hustled to save icing, beating Tenorti. Patrick Sharp had it roll away, though, and the Canadiens get Bowman back into the zone. He dropped it to the middle, then Bowman, quick shot, missed the net. Rebound taken by the Hawks. Smith, he couldn't get it out. A bouncing shot handled by Runta. And then Keith finds Smith. Taves to Smith. The shot, Price the save, rebound. Dropped in behind to Taves.
Price didn't know where that initial rebound was off of the good shot there from Ben Smith. Nice play there from Taves on the entrance on that offensive play.
Willow moved it ahead, and Zekash dumped it in. Now back comes Kruger. Will stop and go move. A weak backhander though is going to be gloved by Price, who hangs on.
I talked about the play from Jonathan Taves to Ben Smith. Good shot. Taves going hard to the net. Look at Carey Price looking over his right, and the puck was over on his left shoulder. Know where that puck was. Good idea. And there's Kyle Comiskey. Look, his head is up the whole way. For all you young hockey players out there, get your head up. Know what options there are, and Chris Versteeg just heals this, Pat. And I think for Chris Versteeg there on that play is one of those teaching points. You can't be falling away. You got to be following through with your hands towards the net. As you can see, he was almost off balance where he was pulling away instead of staying down low and then just guiding that puck right into the empty net. Could have stopped it, slam dunked it. But just keep those hands down. That bottom hand's got to be really strong to be able to put that puck into the back of the net. Well, coming up in the second intermission, we'll head back to our CSN studios for an update. PB Pat Boyle will be down on the ice for Shoot the Puck. Plus, we'll introduce you to the newest goaltending coach, Jimmy Waite, for the Hawks. It's all coming up in the second intermission.
All right, the Blackhawks outshoot the Canadiens 14-5 in the second, and in the game, 22 Chicago shots, just 9 for the the Montreal Canadiens. They don't have much of a lineup tonight, and we're scoreless at the end of 2. Take a quick second to introduce you to one of the newest members of the Blackhawk coaching staff. You met Kevin Dineen a while ago, and a familiar face, Jimmy Waite, is back in town, a first-round draft pick of the Blackhawks many years ago, but played professionally until just a couple seasons ago. Been coach of the Quebec League as a goalie coach. For you to walk in here with a guy who's an established goalie like Corey Crawford and a guy that your brother knows about as well as a book, that's got to be pretty helpful, I would think.
Well, for sure. I mean, Corey is one of the top goalies in the league, and it's a privilege to work with a guy like that, and he's a nice guy too, so that helps.
Hey, Jimmy, how would it start? How would that relationship start? And obviously, as Pat touched on, your brother Steph, who we just happened to see a couple seconds ago, where does that relationship start for you, and how has it started, and how has it evolved for you and Corey Crawford in particular?
Well, I've been meeting Corey at Stefan goalie school in the summer, and so I've known Corey for about 5 or 6 years. Every summer we spend time on the ice together, so that really helped when I first got here with Chicago.
When you see a guy like Corey Crawford and a guy like Antti Raanta, maybe a little bit of different style for each guy. I mean, are you trying to develop one style for everybody? How does it work for a guy like you?
I mean, you have to work with, first of all, Anti's a smaller guy, so he has to be more aggressive and on top of his crease. And Corey, with his size, you really want him to stay a bit deeper in his net.
Now, one of the things that certainly can be helpful for a team and certainly a defense corps, guys that can play the puck a little bit. And certainly in the case of a guy like Antti, I don't think he's very used to that coming over from Europe. I mean, is that something you can work on him with, or is that just a feel for the game that he has to develop over time?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. The number one thing I tell my goalies is keep it simple. I mean, you see guys that play the puck well, but they complicate everything by trying to do too much. So basically, keep it simple.
Hey, Jimmy, I want to ask you about one of the goaltenders that played pretty well the other night in Saskatoon, a Chicago native, Scott Darling.
Oh, here's a good chance after Roosevelt turnover. What a save, Raanta! That might have gotten iron as well. But Antti Raanta with a great move from post to post, might be just made his best save of the game and enabling his team to remain even.
Yeah.
But here's another Chicago turnover. Raanta again. We better get the goalie coach out of here as soon as he shows up. His team starts turning it over.
He's been getting some good looks and good work. But just talk about Scott Darling, the Chicago native, and what kind of impression he made on you with that shutout the other night in Saskatoon.
Yeah, Scotty did everything he could. I mean, he made a great impression on everybody on the coaching staff, and just his size is such a big thing for him. And for a big guy like him, he has great hands. And he has great recovery once he's down on the ice. So all positive for Scott Darling. Good.
Jimmy, are you a guy who uses video a lot? I mean, a lot of goalie coaches do that, and maybe break games down from how the guy's reading plays and where he moves as the play is going on. How much video do you use?
I would do videos every game. I mean, video don't lie, and I think it's a great attribute to for positioning on the goalie. So we will do video every game.
Kane able to kick to the stick, looking for a little help here. He spins it back, but it was behind Seabrook. And the Hawks will have to reorganize.
So, Jimmy, if you could take us through what's going to happen here after the game. I mean, will you meet one-on-one with your goaltender? I mean, Antti Ranta's in tonight. Like, just kind of take us through what might happen post-game with your goaltender.
Well, post-game, you just basically talk a little bit and see how you felt on the ice, and a few plays maybe here and there while it's fresh. But like I said, the video will be the next day in the morning. It's still fresh enough, and great save here, great extension for Antti. So I'm excited with Anti's having a great training camp, and he looks great coming out in this season.
Got a heck of a personality too. Yeah. It's just it's infectious.
Yeah.
And he knows his role, and he knows where he sits in behind. Corey Crawford, and what have you seen from the outside of Corey Crawford when you're talking about being at the hockey camps with your brother and getting to know Corey a little bit, but now all of a sudden now you're arm in arm with him, right? Well, what if maybe if you picked up now, Jimmy, that maybe you didn't know a couple of years ago, at working at those camps?
Right. Well, he's such a cool customer. Yeah. So calm all the time, and nothing phases him. And he's a great guy, like I said. And I've learned that he likes to goof around a little bit in practice with his teammates, which is good. You want to be having fun out there, and I think his teammates appreciate that. But most of all, he's a hard worker. Every time on the ice, every shot, he'll try to stop everything. So that's a great positive.
Now, you've been listening to Jimmy Waite, the new goaltending coach of the Chicago Blackhawks. And do you do numbers matter to you? I mean, wins are what it's all about. But, I mean, are you a guy who takes a look, and it'll take a while, but I mean, you get to the halfway point of the season, or maybe even by Thanksgiving. I mean, are you a guy who looks at numbers for your goalies about save percentage and stuff like that, or is it how are they playing and how are they reacting with their teammates?
Well, it's really both. I mean, stats are great, but it's not everything. Obviously, you want to have at least 910 percentage. Goes against low twos, but at the end of the day, you want your goalie to give you a chance to win every night and make the key save at the right time.
Well, listen, it's great to have you back here. It's always nice to see a smiling face, and ever since I've known Jimmy Waite since he was 18 years old, there's been a lot of smiles. He's a good guy, and he's going to do a great job here with the goaltenders. So we're really happy to have you back here in Chicago, and I sort of get the sense you're a little happy about it too.
Oh, yeah, sure, yeah. I sure am. I mean, it's great to come back in Chicago, a city I love, and we'll do our best to do well with the goalies this year.
Appreciate your time, Jimmy. Best of luck.
Oh, here's a
Thank
chance.
You, guys.
Ranta! Wait a minute, better keep Wade around. And then they banked one in from behind. He thought the puck had gone out the other way, and Rennie Bork put it in off his skate. So after making a couple of great stops, a fluke goes in.
I can't believe that there wasn't a penalty here, Pat, right before the opportunity on Antti Ranta. It's Rennie Bork comes in and he hooks Michael Roosevelt, and then it goes forehand, backhand off the post. Ranta goes to the one side. There's a little bit of a hook around the hands, but Rennie Bork hangs around the net. That's the key. He hangs around the net to be able to put the puck in after the opportunity from Christian Thomas. Banks it in. It looks like off his left skate or left pad into the back of the net. Jimmy, appreciate your time. Best of luck, and we'll see you down the road.
Thank you, guys.
Okay.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Good to see you, buddy. Well, the Canadiens able to draw first blood tonight. And now they'll start from their own end. Rust ups it back. Emelin.
I think we're going to get a -1 to that one.
He was going so well, too. He made 2 or 3 of his best saves of the game. And this puck deflects out of play.
No, that relationship, Pat, goaltending coach, goaltenders. I mean, he hit it right on the head with Corey Crawford. I mean, they had a chance to visit with Corey on Monday, on practice day here at the United Center, and just in a great frame of mind. And he's always had that great personality and that infectious personality, like we mentioned about Antti Ranta as well. And it's important to have that trust factor with the goalie coach, and relationship with Stefan Waite, the former Blackhawk goaltending coach, now with the Montreal Canadiens. Well, looking forward to seeing Jimmy do his job, and looking forward to a big year from both netminders, because as we know, Pat, you need them both. You need both guys. There's going to be times when Joe Quenneville's going to need the rest Corey Crawford, and you're going to need Ranta to come in and do what he did last year.
Well, I mean, with the importance of that position, if that relationship isn't rock solid, and you and I have been around long enough to know that it doesn't always work that way, personalities sometimes don't always mesh, and if that relationship is not solid, your team is going to be in some difficulty. So Here's a chance again for the Canadiens. A shot by Drewiski is blocked. Good play by Oduya. He's able to sweep it loose, and here comes Mashitter. Delivers a check in behind, but the Canadiens get the puck out. Now here's Bowman centering, tip, and the redirect is in. Grayson Bowman centering pass tipped in behind Aranta, who got a piece, but it trickled up over him, and it's 2-0. And the Canadiens have 2 goals in just under 2 minutes.
Well, the defenseman, Nathan Boileau jumps into the play and redirects his puck past the stick. Ronte gets a piece of it back with his arm, but not enough. And it's a beautiful pass there from Grayson Bowman. And getting some words of advice from Michel Therrien, the head coach of the Montreal Canadiens, but no chance there for Antti Raanta.
Carey Price able to make a save and hang on to it with 6 minutes gone by in period 3. 2-0 Montreal.
Beauty and brains, together at last.
With a chiseled body and wide stance, the RAV4 has a dynamic and stylish look. And thanks to its available all-wheel drive and 6-speed automatic transmission, it gives you a smooth ride on any road, proving once and for all that when it comes to an SUV, you can have it all. Text SAVINGS to 69049 to discover great deals on your favorite Toyota models. Visit your local Toyota dealer today.
It all starts at Toyota. Let's go places.
I'm a hard worker. I have perfect attendance.
Let me get back to you in about 6 months.
Wow. Thank you so much. 2 tacos?
I get 3.
That'll be $7.39.
When you have a BMO Harris Blackhawks debit MasterCard, it's like the team is always with you.
See you tomorrow.
Apply for yours today. BMO Harris Bank.
This is Mia's new Honda CR-V. The same car that will let the world know that she loves rock and roll. With the Econ button that will help her save a little gas when she sees that same barn house the second time.
Hey, Dad.
And the Bluetooth that will assure her she can always move back home. And pay rent.
Okay, Dad.
Start something special now with the CR-V from KBB.com's most trusted car brand. Visit your local Honda dealer today.
Blackhawks will be in New York, the final tune-up. 6 o'clock start time for the Hawks and the Rangers Friday, and then the games count beginning next week. We'll be in Dallas on Thursday night for the first regular season game of the year, and then the home opener next Saturday with the Buffalo Sabres coming in. I'm really interested to see the Dallas Stars. I mean, we both thought they were one of the fastest teams in the league last year, and did a little maneuvering in the offseason, and I'm really, I think they're going to be a really interesting team to watch, and likely a pretty hard team to play against.
Yeah, well, I think a couple of things there, Pat. You know, can the goaltender stay healthy?
Well, that's always number one with them.
Yeah,
with that guy.
Yeah, right. And you see the Central Division, and a lot of changes there, a lot of coaches changes. I mean, it's going to be a battle all the way through, and the additions of Jason Spezza from the Ottawa Senators, and they signed Ales Hemsky away from the Ottawa Senators, who was in Edmonton for a long period of time. You know, are those guys going to be regular season impact players? And if Dallas can find a way to get back to the playoffs, can they play that way in the playoffs that you need to play? And right now, the Brendan Dillon, who we both like, Pat, is a big defenseman for the Dallas Stars. Last time I checked, he was having a contract dispute, so that's an issue for them. But they're going to be an up-tempo type of team, and we Jamie Benn is one of the future I mean, superstars in this league without any hesitation at all. And then Tyler Seguin was, I think he ended up in top 10 in scoring last year in the National Hockey League. So it's going to be really interesting to keep an eye on what's going on there in Big D. And I'm not talking about, how about them Cowboys?
Hey, Rossi just perked up downstairs. Hendrick, sharp shot, bounce right in front, and Van Riemsdyk's denied by Price. And Riemsdyk again for Oduya. His long one is off a leg. Ever Van Riemsdyk doing well to keep this in, but finally it knocked away to center. Now Taves, checked by Emelin. And Riemsdyk not help to keep it in.
Well, Van Riemsdyk had a chance to shoot that puck there, Pat, and he just hesitated a second. Down 2-0. Get that puck, get that lane to the net. Don't be afraid. Just get it to the net. It almost looked like he was forcing him, trying to get a force over there to get the puck over to Johnny Oduya.
Now it's cleared across. Drewski's long one off a leg. Now it'll be dumped in. Kane rolled it to Richards. He'll bring it around. This will be icing Montreal. Well, the Blackhawks offense needing a couple here in half a period against one of the top goalies in the entire National Hockey League. I mean, Carey Price. Yeah. I think virtually anybody in the game, if you want to put a list together, the top 5 goalies in the league, I don't think he'd be off too many lists. And inside, couldn't get away from Drewski. And now Roosevelt. Eventually got it to Kane, who's in there looking to center side for Richards, in too deep, and just had to try to muscle it through Price, which didn't work out.
Talk about chemistry developing for young players and line combination, veteran players. You got Kane, Saad, and Brad Richards from a nasty angle. Just tries to throw it back to the front net, right into the glove hand of Carey Price.
Now Seabrook for Taves. Taves able to gain the zone, but is checked. And now Taves, Bickle, and Versteeg on the ice. So Quenneville, as usual, he's in mid-season form. If the offense isn't generating a whole lot, or at least not enough, we'll switch things up, and that's happening here midway in the third. Versteeg lost it at the line. Well, Patterin moved it ahead. Bork cleared it in behind. Bowman had it escape him. A shooter could only get as far as center. Oduya. Pass deflecting, out of play. We're now midway through period 3. Canadiens scoring 2 goals in just under 2 minutes. Have the lead.
The Kia Optima LX, starting at $22,450, has more horsepower than the Honda Accord LX and gives you way more bang for your buck. The Optima has an overall 5-star safety rating, Bluetooth connectivity, and a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. It's the no-brainer of all no-brainers. Starting at $22,450, there's never been a better time to visit your local Kia dealer.
This Ford Explorer was built at that facility by these folks right here in Illinois. Our economic initiative allowed Ford to hire 2,500 more workers, and that supports other Illinois businesses, creating even more jobs. Unemployment is now at its lowest level since before the Great Recession. I'm Pat Quinn. We've got a ways to go, but we're making the tough decisions to get us rolling again. Everybody in? I'm driving.
Some things are not what they appear to be. Other things are exactly what they appear to be. The 306 horsepower Lexus IS 350, as aggressive as it looks. See your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer.
Well, in partnership with Divvy, the Blackhawks have released 5 Blackhawks Divvy bikes through the end of October. Finding these bikes and posting photos to Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, or Tumblr with the hashtag BlackhawksBike gives you the chance to win Blackhawks and Divvy prizes. For more info, visit ChicagoBlackhawks.com. Could have used one of those the other day, partner, in traffic. Oh, not home. Brutal.
Now Morin, that's the offside if he touches it, so he just leaves it there. And Sekash checked on the boards, could not get it out. Morin shooting in and out of the glove of Price. Rebound to the Canadiens. Sekash again lost it, and this one up too high from side. Taylor Rose able to get it to the other end. Shaw moves it forward. Here's Ben Smith. Lost it as he tried to drive the middle. Sharp gets it back. Seabrook. Puck jumping up all over the place here. Then it winds up out of play.
Well, and tomorrow, in celebration of CSN Chicago's 10-year anniversary, we'll be airing one of the favorite moments in the past 10 years, the 2010 Blackhawks Stanley Cup clincher. Relive the thrill of Patrick Kane's game-winning goal in overtime and enjoy a special 10-spot fun facts throughout the broadcast. Tomorrow at 7 o'clock right here on Comcast Sportsnet.
Brent Seabrook, Duncan Keith. That one didn't get through. Smith. Grabbed along the boards. It's cleared the other way. Keith will have to scurry back. Smith took a hack at it. Then Shaw looks toward Sharp. Patrick Sharp got checked on the boards. And Seabrook will have to play it. Oh, do ya? Now it's Kane and Richards. Or I should say Kane and Richards weren't sure who was going to play it. And Tenorti for the Canadiens. Cleared up the board. Taken by Saad, who shot deflected. Oh, Kane tried to bank it in off Price, who had gone down in the crease, but the puck never hit him. And then back in the Canadiens' corner ball.
Good stick there from Van Riemsdyk. Real good defensive play.
Hasn't he been solid tonight? That's offside. For the first chance to watch Trevor Van Riemsdyk play, and Quenneville was saying before the game, just watch him. This guy is...
Yeah, that's textbook right there, Pat. I mean, how often do we talk about it over the course of the regular season? Because you got to lead with your stick. No sense of keeping your stick up in the air, and if your stick's up in the air, you have no chance of getting that puck. You lead with your stick. That's one of those, you love there Johnny Oduya giving, little words of encouragement and advice there to the youngster on the bench. But those are subtle, little important plays. Those are habits too, Pat. I mean, that's what that is. You can get in a bad habit where you carry your stick around your waist and you got no shot. I mean, how often do we show Marian Hossa entering the offensive zone? Where's his stick? 99.9% of the time, Big Hoss has got it right on the ice, ready to defend or ready to knock down a puck or ready to make an offensive play.
Penalty, Montreal.
Yemelin again?
I think so, and he and Taves got a little angry with one another. Bickle gave him a face full of glove, and everybody getting a bunch of face washes in here. And now it all calms down.
Well, Jonathan Taves had lost his stick, Pat. His stick is almost to the 35 feet away from where he was in that pile, and watch what ends up happening. That's a good hit, little high with the arm, but no big deal. Watch what Yemelin does right here. Pitchforks his stick right there. Man, that's interference. And then you had Bickle come in, you had Versteeg come into the pile. Yeah, and the call was made, so faceoff's going to be outside because the Blackhawk defenseman, Pat, had come in below the top of the circle there. So did a good job there by the Hawks to come into the pile there once they realized that their captain was right in the middle of it. It was Bickle that grabbed Yemelin from behind after being right in the middle of it with Jonathan Taves. Pat, I just want to go back to what I was talking about Marian Hossa and the stick and the play by Van Riemsdyk. I mean, those are type of things that coaches can really teach young hockey players, is that when they're entering the zone or standing in front of the net or whatever it might be, get that stick in a good position.
Richards had his shot blocked. Russ tied up by Versteeg, but the Canadiens foul up. Versteeg's going to get a penalty, so that takes care of the power play.
Yeah, Brandon Pruss was going to ice the puck, and looked like from our vantage point is that Versteeg got the stick, but the referee says that he ended up getting right under his hands. Now, if he gets stick on stick there, Pat, he's okay. Yeah. So you got to go more for the blade if you're Chris Versteeg in that situation. You know what he was trying to do, but right call made on the ice. So we're going to have some 4-on-4 hockey. And a face-off to the right of Antti Raanta,
which the Canadiens win. Back of the goal, Weiss. Upped it out to the line. Patterson missed it. Shaw put it ahead. Shaw to the net. Here's the shot. He scores! Brandon Saad sent Andrew Shaw to break away. He roofed it. And it's 2-1.
Well, Greg Patterson, defenseman, 64 in white, tries to get this puck, and he fans on it. The tight defensive coverage there from Brandon Saad, and then Andrew Shaw waits to the last second and airmails this puck up and over the glove of Carey Price. Beautiful shot. And the crowd's into it now. But that recognition from Brandon Saad and that defensive zone coverage forced the youngster with the turnover, and Shaw has a breakaway in from the far blue line.
Kane gets the line. Keith, Taves, Kane, trying to beat a check, could not get away from Drewiski. Took it away from Seabrook, but was unable to make a play. Davis Struwicki's shot blocked. Borg checked by Seabrook, came loose to Keith. Ben Taves. And the Canadiens able to get it back. Dietz cut across. 5 minutes to go in regulation. Side for Shaw. That missed that time.
Coach Q shorting up the bench here, giving the guys that scored the goal coming right back on the ice.
Now Patterson center one. Here's a blast. Good save by Runta. Sekash got all of it. Yuri Sekash coming on a change. The puck right to his blade, and he bombed it. Runta beat him with a leather.
Well, Sven Andrighetto made a real good play here, Pat, from the goal line out, and the Canadiens moving that puck quickly, and Sekash, fresh off the bench, as you mentioned, received a really hard pass and took a stride in and let it go, and Runta denies.
Oduya able to hoist that backhander out of there. And that's no icing because it was on net, but also Versteeg, there was a short moment of power play time for the Canadiens with the penalties that came about 26 seconds apart. And the Canadiens were on the power play momentarily, but now 5 skaters aside. And Roosevelt sends Taves up the boards. Then he got it back. He'll dump it. Well, they wrestle for it along the wall. Buck cleared out of there, and the Canadiens look to make something happen offensively. Versteeg able to break up the centering attempt. And then it deflects out of play. It's late in the third period, but the 2-goal Canadiens lead cut in half on an Andrew Shaw breakaway up top.
It all comes down to this. Danny Walker at the plate. Bottom of the ninth, 2 outs.
Come on, Danny, this is it.
Walker digs in.
Really wish I could finish this, but I'm so tired. Gotta get up in a few hours.
Stream your favorite movies with UVerse high-speed internet. With AT&T, the UVerse revolves around you.
You want to raise, don't you?
I have perfect attendance. Never get sick. My cubicle is always tidy. You know that.
It really is. I'll run up the flagpole. Get back to you in about 6 months, okay, Bob?
He's gonna run it up the flagpole.
We can live with that.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, Bob. All right.
His name is Steve.
When you get a Honda Accord, you get more than just a car. You get a soundtrack for your morning commute, a better view of your surroundings, a way to stay connected while staying on track. And you're getting Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for a great price. So start something special at the Accord clearance event, where well-qualified customers can lease a 2014 Accord at $189 a month. Now at your Honda dealer.
Late stages of period 3. Montreal has the lead, and before they put the puck back in play, we'll give a birthday shout-out to a great Hawks fan. Gavin Unversack is 5 years old today. I hope we got that in time. It should be bedtime, young fella.
That's a hockey night.
That's right. Anyway, happy birthday, Gavin.
We haven't seen Brandon Mashinter in a while. Hawks have talked about them shorting the lines or moving everything around. I took a quick count on the Blackhawk bench, so they are short a player right now. We haven't seen him in a while.
And about 3 minutes remaining, and will get an offensive zone draw. So Shaw, Bickle, Versteeg hop over the boards. Canadians have the Eller line out there. Eller won the draw. A keep by Van Riemsdyk. Bickle's down low. Left it there, Eller stealing. And it's cleared to center ice. Well, the Canadians with a scoring chance. One-hand shot stopped Runta. Rebound taken by Shaw. He races up the boards. Oduya up the middle. The pass across. Bickle. Big save by Price. Rebound. And Shaw couldn't get it quickly under control. He's got the puck to the net, and Price made a good stop. Rebound came across Oduya. And his shot go well wide. It's going to go out. And that's going to be ruled offside.
Oh, what a great opportunity for this line again, Pat. Versteeg, Bickle, Shaw. Great chance for Brian Bickle. Corey Crawford. Carey Price, when he moves laterally like that, I mean, he's so compact. There is some room upstairs, so you got to think about elevation when he comes all the way across. And great opportunity there for the Hawks on that rush.
Beckash got it to the net. Runta made the stop. De La Rose put it in deep. Beckash's pass deflected to Kane. And down to a minute and a half remaining in the third. Patrick Kane winds it around the boards. There goes Antti Raanta to the bench with 80 seconds left. 6 attackers, Chicago. Seabrook. Taves. Looking to center. It deflected away from Saad, who was moving right up the middle. Canadians trying to change quickly. Hawks could not get it in there enough to bother that. Now they steal a puck and they're going to score into an empty net. Well, Borneval found a loose puck right at the red line and fired it into a wide open goal. The Canadians, who had only 9 shots on goal in the first 40 minutes of the game, have 10 here in the third period, and 3 have gone in. As Smith's shot comes back to him after a block. He got taken down in behind, penalty Canadians. Well, Borneval is going to be sent to the box.
There's that stick up in the air again. 2 hands on the stick. Looked like Ben Smith actually was losing his balance, Pat, but Borneval's got his stick down low, or 1 hand on the stick in the defensive zone. You're not going to hit somebody in the shoulder or hit them in the head, and their helmet's not going to come off. Again, that's a great teaching point for all you young hockey players out there. Get your stick down. Get it. Stick on stick, stick on puck.
6 attackers for the Hawks power play. Cross going to try for an empty netter, and he just hit the outside of the goal. Kane put it across the ice. Shaw dropped it. Keith shot it, but that's blocked. And Keith moves back ahead. Kane takes over. Hayes dropped it to Richards. Keith, touch pass finds Taves. Back to Richards with a long shot. Tip. Oh, good save by Price on a redirect. And that's going to finish the game. The Montreal Canadiens get 3 third-period goals, the last being an empty netter to take the win here in the exhibition game tonight.